Some of you had thought this would come first, but it doesn't. It's called the website checklist. And this is kind of the overall website experience that people have. We've tackled a bunch of stuff: audience, creative, pop ups, pop up offers, landing pages, product pages. This is more generally just to understand how you want to approach all those things individually. A lot of traffic comes from mobile today. So, in knowing that a lot of traffic comes from mobile, we need to have considerations that work well on mobile. You're not going to have perfect service everywhere. You're not going to be connected to Wi-Fi everywhere. So there's certain things that need to be optimized for this new mobile first world that we live in. So broadly speaking, what we're looking for is a website that loads quickly, optimized for desktop, but most importantly, mobile, easy to navigate. There's could be an entire service made for just building better menus. I'm not lying. Typos, make sure everything makes sense. Read it out loud as you kind of go through everything. Make it clear what the product is. Don't hide the ball on this, but just tell people exactly what it is. Accurate information on product availability, huge killer if you don't have something in stock and people do this. Patagonia does to me all the time where they'll send out an email, they know what size I am, etc. Or Nordstrom will know what size I am, and then they'll send me like an email for an item that's only available in like double XL. That's not me. It's not gonna be a good fit. The website should link out to social channels. Social proof is still a really big thing. As an agency consultant guy, that's the first thing that I look for on websites is to see how active they are on social. If they're super active on social, it means they're still in business because the social media person is the first person that gets canned when things start going bad. So keep an eye on that. Make sure that you're posting fairly regularly and then you have something to say. Like it doesn't, that reflects you as the brand and the brand in the community. Um, Provide a way to get in contact with the company. Make it easy. Please make it easy to get in touch with the company. About Us page that features people. This one's kind of super important. And we've had debates internally about this as a professional group of people. Most brands are better off being branded under a person. A founder led brand is something that is more easily adaptable and respected across brands than a conglomerate of people. So put the people that are in charge of the brand first, let them tell their stories. Interestingly enough, we see this a lot on social media, whether it's LinkedIn, Twitter, etc. The founder has a higher following than the brand does. Kind of the way it goes. People relate to people, and you should be able to put people front and center as much as possible. Let's actually take a look at this with some examples. We got an About Us page. Uh, we got founder. There's some images of founder, etc., and we go through the why and everything else around that. Asher Golf. Let's see what they're doing. Know About Us. That's that's it. So there's nothing there. We don't know what that's all about. Swing Juice About Us. So that's the About Us. There's just nothing here, and this is kind of what I'm talking about. It's like there's so much room to connect with people on a different level of telling people who you are and what you stand for and what makes it. You can already tell this is going to be a little bit better. So athlete led, another pop up. I've been on this page so many times and I still get pop ups. Design with purpose, quality tests. I still don't know kind of like what's behind it, but there's a nice video. Okay, so I can figure out what's up. Uh, so field tests. All right. So there's an attempt there. I like more founder focused stuff myself. I like when I get to know who the founder is, what makes them tick, etc. Because honestly, I want to hear from the founders or the founders on a regular basis via email marketing. We run a campaign actually every 2 weeks, usually. That's called the Everyday Luxury, which is basically the founder thoughts, updates on the company, and knowing what's going on. And it kind of connects you to what the overall brand stands for. And I think that's really important in today's day and age where you lean into just being you because you are an individual and people buy into the vision that you have. We are attracted to personalities that put forth a vision that we want to be a part of. Um, Much like you're taking this lesson right now, or this course, or going through all these checklists, you want to be a better marketer driven by data and understanding of what the customer journey is, so that you can be able to change businesses for the better and help more people get access to products and help more companies make more sales. Like, that's the vision that I'm sharing with you, is something that you're buying into because you believe that there is room for improvement. And there 100% is room for improvement across everything. Similarly, the founder story is the room for improvement for that product category. They are building everything on that room for improvement for that product category. So you're going to notice that the best founder stories are ones where people are uniquely positioned with an obsession to make change happen within an industry, uh, and build something better than what's currently available for reasons that they share that you can embrace. That's one of the things. Interestingly enough, it's a great one on this website right here. So there's a lot of questions that have come up uh, on our side about why are your products manufactured in China? And this came back via a support ticket, actually, where someone was said, "I really wish you would make somewhere else," right? So we one of the answers that came out was an explanation as to why this existed. And it said, why China? And it went through the details of everything that happened on the way to finding a factory in China that was willing to manufacture at the low quantities that was needed. And it's a personalized look at building into and overcoming what this story is. Um, and it's a great way of bridging the gap and humanizing the experience that is shopping with a product. Uh, it goes over the founder story about all the different factories that he talked to and everything else, and we're not politically stanced on this, but you know as I get very defensive when people associate our citizens with some of our government's questionable acts from any administration, I'd rather be positive that we have more common than we have differences and work towards making us all together. Like, the idea behind this, and this is precisely who founder Alex is he's a person that respects everyone and wants everyone to just like do the right thing for everyone and treat everyone as like a citizen of the world. He's an immigrant from Brazil. Like, this is the way that this works, and this is the upbringing where everyone's a human, everyone deserves a chance, and we're going to support others that support us. And that was a great way to answer this question that kept coming up and added some personality to it, which resulted actually in a ton of sales for us as a result, because people changed their opinions and their attitudes. And they thanked him for being open and able to share the story with them as to like how this got started or why this existed this way. Um, we've had this debate a lot, and I've been inside of fashion for the better part of like almost 10 plus years now, almost more than that. There are certain countries that have the certain equipment necessary to manufacture and easy access to materials. For the most part, China has become the default for us to manufacture stuff. If you manufacture things like gloves, Vietnam is your friend. If you manufacture stuff like outerwear, there's other places that are going to be your friends. If you need more access to high tech materials, you're going to have to go to different parts of China in order to get that, because they have the machinery capable of putting them together, whereas other places around the world sometimes do not have that. It's just a factor of globalization that we've had, where certain countries have specialized in the ability to acquire certain materials or combine certain materials and handle all that at mass, whereas other places haven't. There are certain factories that make certain materials, and there's less than 10 factories in the world. I believe there's only, last I checked, there's something less than 4 or 5 factories in the entire world that make carbon fiber bike parts. I mean, this is a very real concentration of skill and machinery that exists in certain parts of the world. So all this aside, that goes back to like building in the About Us page in a way that explains the origins of your products, why they're built there, and adds humility and humanization to the entire process. I think that's really, really good to do. So let's look at some of these questions now. Let's kind of we break these down a little bit farther. Does your website load quickly? Do the images load slowly? Does the menu load slowly? Killers, everyone should be doing lazy load right now. Shopify does it by default. High res images are always better if you can make it happen that way. Uh, Loading a lot of video can sometimes take time. Host it on somewhere else like YouTube, it'll load quicker. Um, Make sure that your menu loads, make sure it's easy to navigate. Does it look good on both mobile and desktop? Take a look, see what the layout looks like, see if anything's getting squished, if anything's not clear. Understand kind of what the formatting looks like. Remember, most people are coming in from mobile, but a lot of sales still do happen on desktop. They start on mobile and on desktop, so figure out what that looks like. Uh, do the images resize correctly? Super big one here. Sometimes images look different on different formats. Sometimes themes do not allow this to look really pretty. So take a look at your theme, make sure things are resizing appropriately. Some things look great on mobile, some things look terrible on desktop. It just depends. So double check everything, make sure that you have different file versions for different side screens. Does the menu make it easy to navigate? Are the menu items clear? Are menu items by category or product? Is it easy to find out more about the company? All things that I care about. So, Shop All, it's got everything broken down by categories and it's got everything broken down by things that you do, whether it's live, tactical projects, shop activity. The shorts are broken down by different sets with some images, which is really nice to see. Shirts are broken down as well by different types. Bestsellers, it's all right there to make it easy. Kits and packs, which are very easy to see kind of what's there too as well. Tactical is also there. For Krakatoa, everything's pretty much right here, all laid out and shot by feature. For Asher, they actually do have they do have a menu. It's pretty good. So it's featured gloves, tops, bottoms, accessories. So everything's kind of well laid out there. Let's click on all joggers and see if there's any improvement. Nope, not really. So, hey, look, it's an image with a tech vest and a jogger, but that image is nowhere even on the product page itself. So I can't fix it all. Okay. Uh, so make sure your menus are easy to navigate. Those are some good examples of some menus. Does the website have any typos? If you read it out loud, does everything flow correctly? Is formatting easy to follow? Does formatting displace the information in the displace live editing this display the information in the most clear way? Are all pictures crisp, clear, and obvious as to what they are showing? Do the words actually mean something? Super big on this one. Um, Specifically because we looked at the other jogger. Designed for on the move while keeping your style intact. I don't know what that means. Using premium, ultra comfortable materials, still don't know what that means or what those are. There's no mention of what those are. There's some pictures, but there isn't really much to go on. Okay, so over and over and over, we're seeing the same stuff. Is just because you write on the website doesn't mean it's clear for everyone. Just because you have something on there doesn't mean it means anything. So we should focus on making sure things mean things, and then we should like migrate from there, and then improve from there. Again, we showed the same example with swing juice when we were on the polo. This one, keep it consistent. We don't know what some of these things mean or why they matter. So context is also going to be key. Why is it there? Why are we writing it this way? What does it mean? If there's no meaning to it, then what's the point? Uh, do the words actually mean something? Sometimes they don't. Does the website make it clear what products are being sold? Are the products prominently displayed? Are there any up close pictures of the products? Does the theme of the website align with the lifestyle? Can a user see themselves as part of the brand's lifestyle? Our category is a product clearly laid out. Uh, this one's interesting because most brands should have lifestyle shots on them that show people taking part in the activities that relate to the brands. 10,000cc does a really good job with the different athlete led stuff that show different activities that people are doing, right? Men's underwear is a little bit different. You don't really get as many of those lifestyle pics because it's under. We could do some stuff around that for hiking and stuff like that, biking, etc., and show some activities there. You just won't see the product, so it's a little bit harder, unlike 10,000, where you can actually see the product being used. Swing juice. As it loads. It's just apparel. There's not too much there for Asher. I want to believe, yeah. So they've got some stuff going on here in these top activities with looks like golf and actions like that, and then it's just product shots. A couple activity shots, which is good. They're getting into that, but it doesn't exist for everything. So gotta just kind of be accepting of kind of where things are positioned and how things are loaded in there. The categories clearly laid out is what we're looking for. We're looking for easy navigation. We saw that in the menus. Things are fairly well put together. Shot by feature by Krakatoa is pretty interesting because it shows underwear with flies, larger pouch, by inseam lengths, um, minimal coverage, line pouches. So it's got like a whole bunch of things seamless by feature. So, there's a lot of things that I think work out pretty well in terms of how to lay things out. And it's just a matter of providing context as you kind of go through different things. Does the website lay out product availability? Will visitor be shown a product that is mostly sold out? Are products searchable based on size and type? Is there an invitation to find the products right for you? I get frustrated with this sometimes because if you do have a sellout or something's not available, sometimes you won't. It's hard to see what the availability is. So let's take a look and look at polos. So we got a bunch of sale items here, but doesn't it's not really clear if anything's sold out. Let me see if I can click on something. Looks like everything's just in stock, so that's good. Sometimes websites will put stuff on there that's just sold out though, and it looks a little bit bad when that happens. Searchable based on size and type. You'll see this on some of the larger companies. The smaller companies have a tough time doing this, and a lot of themes don't really allow this. So yeah, I don't have the ability to see what's in my size of medium or what's available or what the prices are related to that. Bigger companies like Patagonia will have stuff like that. Um, does the website link out to social media channels? Are they active on these channels? All good things to note. It's a good test when you're shopping for D2C and you're a smaller direct to consumer company or you're in e-com and you're not a big company and you're trying to grow, pick one or two social channels and just stay active on them. Like, really, it doesn't take much, but you want to make sure that you're active because it lets people know that you're still a real company. And a lot of people that get frustrated tend to go to social media in order to write stuff. And it's a dead giveaway if your entire social media comments are people bitching about your product, which does happen quite a bit. If someone ran sentiment analysis on D2C brands, you could scrape a list of D2C brands, run sentiment analysis on their social followings, and you could figure out exactly which ones are having problems, which ones that you could grab as clients if you're an agency focusing on customer journey stuff, because it's pretty obvious. Do the social links work properly? You would be so surprised about this. I've clicked on a lot of social media links that don't really lead to pages or the right pages. And in small subsets, this is like website 101. If you have a link, make sure it goes to the right place. Um, does the website provide an easy way to get in touch with the company? How long does it take to get a response? Is there a separate place to go for order related issues? Really important stuff, actually. Most order related issues you want to have. So, on our shipping and returns that we use, we have express support. We have all these different FAQs. We do have a support email plus a phone number that people can call. But we tell people to go through the express support if possible. We'll get back to you quicker for fastest service, right? So then when we send people through this, they can select what they have, refund order issue, etc. And then we can direct them to the right place. If they got a question, they can go here. If they got a question about sizing, we can go here and then we can give that. And then if they need a little bit more information, they can just fill out some answers and they can move to the next place. This is stuff that we've used quite a bit in the past in terms of categorizing support tickets. I'm not going to go super into it, but it's really super helpful to figure out how to answer more people's questions without having to talk to them, as well as um, having context for what a ticket is when it comes in so you can quickly respond to it. Have a phone number. Like legit, I know it's really annoying to do that, but have a phone number. Let people leave you messages and stuff like that. Not everyone's into sending emails or leaving tickets and stuff because they feel like things get buried. And some people use social media more than other things. It just depends on how they kind of like they rock up. But the more ways to get in touch with people, the better. Does the website provide an about us page with people? Is the company faceless? Will a visitor be able to relate to the founder? We covered this already. Um, Straight up, like make sure there's a person there, make sure there's a story. People want to buy into the story of the brand. They actually do care. I know people say that they don't care about the founder story, they only care about the product. It's kind of bullshit. We care about stories, movies, and documentaries, and everything. Even about serial killers, we care about the story of the person behind everything. We don't care about the actions or the end results of something. We care about the story, and storytelling plays a very large role in all branding. And it's not something to be skimped over. For a lot of founders, they have trouble talking about themselves. Um, if you're an agency or a marketing person, pull your founder aside and ask them a bunch of questions and record the conversation or do it via Zoom, whatever it is, and ask them some questions about why they started, what was their aha moment, etc. And then write up their pages for them. Uh, no joke, I think this is a really important thing to do where a lot of people have trouble talking about themselves. And when they have trouble talking about themselves, they fail to understand their vision for their brand is much different from how people perceive them. And our goal is to help people perceive them in a positive light that allows them to transact and feel trust with the brand in order to purchase something. That's the only goal. The founder might look goofy, come off whatever, but 100% be yourself. And I will continually say this as long as I possibly can: be yourself. Do not be an avatar of yourself. Do not be a persona of yourself. Be yourself. Because the second that you start tailoring your persona to attract everyone, you're going to alienate those that were closest to you. It pays to be original and it pays to not sacrifice for yourself. So if you're a founder and you're watching this, you're an agency, you're a marketer, whatever it is, your About Us page is actually more important than you think. And if you look in your Google Analytics right now, you're going to see that people still visit that page. They want to care about what you're doing. Make it easy for them to understand what you're doing.